Welcome back to History in Motion, proudly brought to you by Midas.
Before the break, I asked you a quick question. What does Kyalami mean in English? It means our home, and it has been the home of motorsport since 1961.
Kyalami has played host to the 9-hour and Formula One on numerous occasions in its rich, illustrious history. With a grid of 22 cars, the consolidated auction group Pre-84 Sports and GT class with the SKF Trans Am, ISP and Classic Thoroughbreds looks set for an exciting battle on the track at this Hitachi race day.
We had a slight mishap this morning, ended up in a kitty litter. Took about 3 ton of stones out of the car. But we've cleaned it, ready to go. And we got to keep this bloody big cobra behind us. We'll try it.
So it's a bit slippery in qualifying. I know JP is close, and I'm sure we'll be close in the race. Let's see how it goes. Have fun.
Colin Ellison lined up at the front of the grid with JP Bridenon beside him in second place. As the Hitachi girls make their way off the grid, the drivers prepare for the start. Lining up on the second row are Dino Scribante in his Porsche and Neil Lobb in his Lola T70. The car to watch, though, will be starting at the back of the field, and that is Franco Scribante, who was unable to qualify but will most certainly be making his way through the field. The field comes onto the start-finish straight. The lights go out and they're off. Colin Ellison leads and the Tiggo of JP Bridenon has slipped into second behind the Chevron B19. Willie Hepburn in his Opel Record started off 5th on the grid, but by turn 2 he has already passed Neil Lobb and has Dino Scribante in his sights. Exiting turn 4 and heading towards Sunset, Hepburn lines up the Porsche and passes on the outside. Great shots here from Scribante as he tries to hang on to the record. Chris Clark in his Morgan is narrowly ahead of Stefan Pushavez in the blue and green Porsche, but Franco Scribante in his orange and white Porsche is breathing down their necks as he works his way up the field. Into turn 13 and Scribante is definitely applying the pressure. Heading down the hill to the final corner and Scribante takes the inside line while Pushavez takes the outside line. Onto the start-finish straight and Scribante takes the place and passes Chris Clark in the Morgan as well. Mike Schmidt in his newly liveried Gumtree Frankie's Ford Capri Piranha is an early retirement on turn 2 with his HT lead to the coil coming out and stopping the engine. Easily fixed, but unfortunately he is out of the race. Willie Hepburn has powered his way through to the front of the field and leads JP Bridenon. A large crowd has come out to enjoy some great racing on the sunny winter's day on the Highveld. If at Boerten, the plain orange Porsche leads Mike Maurice in the orange and white Porsche, while Stefan Pushavez in his green and blue Porsche RS is right behind them as they exit the bowl. Into turn 13 and Maurice passes Boerten. This is a great battle developing between these 3 Porsches. Pushavez has a look down the inside of Boerten and he makes it stick as they round the final bend onto the start-finish straight. Coming out of the mine shaft and into the bowl, and JP Bridenon is applying some pressure to Willie Hepburn in the lead of the race. Colin Ellison seems to have dropped off the pace of these 2 cars as they fly around Kyalami. Great shots here from the front of the Tiggo as he looks for a way past the Opel Record. Pushavez applies the pressure to Maurice as they exit turn 3. Side by side they head into turn 4. Pushavez has the inside line and makes his move. He almost has it, but Mike Maurice fights back and has the advantage heading into Sunset. Willie Hepburn and JP Bridenon come up on Fred Koenig and lap him coming into the final bend of the track as they head down the start-finish straight to take the checkered flag. A great victory for Hepburn from 5th place. JP Bridenon sets the fastest lap of the race with a time of 1 minute 45.503 seconds. Mike Maurice leads Stefan Pushaves onto the start-finish straight, with George Avakomides not far behind the pair. We have been treated to some great racing in this first heat. Confirmation of the results then, Willie Hepburn winning the Classic Thoroughbreds, JP Bridinen winning the Pre-84 Sport and GT Class F, Colin Ellison Class A, Neil Lobb takes the ISP victory, a great drive from Franco Scribante to finish 6th overall from the back of the grid.
Starting very far on the back, trying to catch Mike up. And yeah, with his power of the car, very difficult to go bust. But the next race we will do it.
He hopes. I just want to thank Stefan for a great race, for not touching me and for allowing me to win, because I'm much older than him. Thanks, Stefan.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
It started off, I was in 5th place, and fortunately with the horsepower of the V8, I managed to get past some of the sports cars. And then JP chased me towards the end.
Well, I didn't even know Willie was in the race until he came past me down into the mine shaft, and to just back off for a couple of laps and assess the situation, because I got such a fright. This big red monster shoots down the inside of you when you're about to turn in. But yeah, I tried to chase Willie, but the old man can still drive. He's, I pressured him, I was inside, outside, but the horsepower keeps him safe, and he knew that. He would go into the corner, hold his line, and then just boot it. But it was fun trying to catch him.
Coming onto the start-finish straight, the field is bunched up, the lights go out, and we are racing here at Kyalami. JP Bridinen is missing from his 2nd place on the grid. Colin Ellison is starting out of position. On the warm-up lap, his car got stuck in 4th gear. He dived into the pits to try and fix it without luck, and ended up starting at the back of the field from pit lane, stuck in 4th. We go on board with Franco Scribante as he makes his move on Dino and passes him, headed towards the Goodyear Bridge. Up to Clubhouse, and Dino Scribante sneaks up the inside of Franco and regains 3rd place. Scribante versus Scribante. They make their way around the track, not giving an inch. Into the bowl, and Colin Ellison is making up places. Stefan Pushaves is next on his list. Mike Maurice is on the limit, looking for a way to close on the Cobra of Frank Linkert. Ellison slips down the inside of Pushaves, heading onto the start-finish straight. Pushaves fights back and pulls up alongside the Chevron B19. The Cobra of Klinkert is also up there, and heading into turn 1, the Cobra has moved into the lead of this battle, followed closely by Pushaves. Ellison is not taking this lying down though, and he is right on Pushaves' bumper. Great battle this! Oh no! Feeling the pressure, the back of Klinkert's Cobra steps out, and he spins in front of the closely following pack, and they all have to take evasive action to avoid any contact. Let's have another look at it from Mike Maurice's on board. We see Stefan Pushaves battle to keep control of his Porsche after his evasive action to avoid any contact. No damage done, Klinkert reverses and rejoins the race, albeit a few positions down. The red and white Opel record of Willie Hepburn makes its way into the bowl, having just lapped the BP Porsche of Kobus Brits. Dino Scribante follows behind in 2nd place. Dino Scribante set a fantastic time during qualifying in his Porsche 911 RSR, setting a new lap record for a historic sports and GT car, beating the previous record by over 3 seconds with a time of 1:48.614. Willie Hepburn heads to the checkered flag and takes victory in Heat 2 of the Consolidated Auction Group's Pre-84 Sports and GT, SKF Trans Am, ISP and Classic Thoroughbreds. Dino Scribante has to settle for 2nd, 5 seconds behind, with Franco Scribante in 3rd place. Neil Lobb took victory in ISP Class A. Despite his gearbox being stuck in 4th, Colin Ellison managed an impressive 5th place. The class winners celebrate on the podium and will surely enjoy their prize of Frankie's hot chocolate in this chilly weather.
At turn 3, turn 4, a Cobra lost it, went off, and this caused Stefan, who had passed Mike by that stage, to go off the track. I was lucky then to pass him, and I just managed to keep him behind me. but it was a good tight race.
I had it covered. I had most of them behind me, my oppositions. But yeah, like Frank then lost it in turn 2. And yeah, it was very close that I did not kiss him. And yeah, and then they passed me again. Then the game was over. My tires are so flat spotted. But yeah, interesting racing, absolutely to the T.
Join us for more great racing after the break on the Midas Historic Tour.